The attention-seeking isn't ever going to stop. From Prince Harry's hypocritical court case settlement, to Meghan Markle broadcasting that she went above and beyond to give an LA fire victim a Billie Eilish sweater that was burned in her home, these two keep missing the mark. Hey everyone and welcome back to Scandalous Media. It's Angela here and I'm back with all the latest drama concerning Harry and Meghan, who are determined to make this year, well, theirs. After a messy start with Meghan's Instagram comeback or that disastrous publicity stunt during the LA wildfires, or even Vanity Fair's latest expose, these two are trying to resume back to normal. Harry is celebrating his latest court case win, and Meghan is back to posting on Instagram after the CCO of Netflix teased Meghan's new lifestyle show, With Love Meghan, set to drop next month. As usual, I've got you covered. If you want to know the latest Meghan and Harry updates, check out my recent videos, as well as my playlist on Harry and Meghan. Be sure to follow us on social media to catch the latest drama, like and subscribe for new videos every week, and check out the Scandalous Media podcast, and follow us wherever you get your podcast, and stay tuned. And now, let's discuss what our two favorite ex-royals have been up to. Is it a win, or are you a hypocrite, Harry? I can't wrap my head around the fact that Harry thinks he's doing something monumental by digging up the past, something he's known for, and taking an already closed court case and opening it up, claiming that he's here to get justice for the victims and won't settle, only for him to do exactly that and settle. Just a few months ago, Harry vowed to never settle his privacy case against the Sun. The jokes truly write themselves. Definitely check out my other videos exposing Harry's court case and how he was piggybacking off Prince William as per usual. But to catch you up, Harry's lawsuit is against News Group Newspapers, aka the NGN, the publisher of The Sun, over alleged unlawful activities carried out by journalists and private investigators working for the paper from 1996 to 2011. According to Harry, the lawsuit is about holding the media accountable for their actions. As I reported in past videos, it was William who broke the news that his phone was hacked when the media leaked news of his interview with Tom Bradby, and because of William, law enforcement got involved.
Alerted by William's suspicions, the police began an investigation and 9 months later made their first arrests.
This is important to understand because Harry's whole thing is how he's doing this to get accountability and for the victims and blah blah blah, even though it was an already settled case.
The goal is accountability. It's really that simple.
NGN even argued that the British High Court judge should throw out the phone hacking lawsuit because the claims were brought too late. And just recently, Harry admitted that he had no evidence to all of his bizarre claims. As I said in my video discussing his appearance at the Deal Book Summit, he could have taken the sum and settled like William, but instead he's doing this whole clown tour because he thinks he's the second coming of Martin Luther King.
So therefore one of the main reasons for seeing this through is accountability, because I'm the last person that can actually achieve that, and also closure for these 1,300 people and families.
William said to me, I know totally it wasn't you, but that is a bit weird, isn't it? How the hell did that get out?
Alerted by William's suspicions,
Because I'm the last person that can actually achieve that.
Now Harry has recently won a major victory in his case, and the NGN has offered an unequivocal apology to Harry for serious intrusion into his private life, as well as that of his mother Diana, Princess of Wales. As part of the settlement, Harry received an 8-figure sum in damages, and to probably gloat about it and get back at his family, People magazine of course has the deets. They wrote, People understands that the settlement involved an 8-figure sum, likely exceeding $12 million, covering damages in his case against the publisher over accusations of illegal information gathering by journalists and private investigators. Here's the craziest part. Harry literally attacked William for settling with the media and even claimed that because William settled, that caused a rift between them. Through court docs released in 2023, Harry revealed that William received a very large sum of money in 2020 in a settlement. He even cited that a secret agreement between the royal family and the newspaper prevented him from bringing his case, something already denied by the publisher and not proven by Harry. William had settled as he did not want to testify and also to avoid having private details revealed to the public. Harry complained that this deal was with full knowledge of everyone, including the Queen. He insinuated multiple times in interviews that William's decision was weak and self-serving, as the family did not want to damage its reputation. Harry was one of 2 claimants suing the newspaper after 39 other claimants recently settled out of court. He thought he was all high and mighty, saying,
I don't think there's anybody else in the world that is better suited and placed to be able to see this through than myself.
He seemed desperate for the settlement too, with a source telling BBC News that the NGN were surprised by the serious approach by Prince Harry for settlement in recent days. At the end of last year, Harry's lawyer, Mr. Sherburne, hinted that all claimants could be forced to settle because they could be left with huge legal bills if they rejected a settlement offer, even if they won at trial. That is because even if you win your civil case, you're liable for the costs of both sides if the awarded amount is less than the settlement offered by the defendant. This is to avoid lengthy and time-wasting legal battles, something Harry probably didn't know as he didn't seem to deal with any finances until he married Meghan. Therefore, he probably thought, oh, William was weak to settle and whatnot, only to do the same thing. I mean, look at how he stutters when hit with this reality.
Even if you win in court, the amount that would be awarded to you would be less than what you could have gotten by settling.
I mean, 100 times over.
100 times over.
Even if or when we win, I'm still liable for the legal costs of both sides.
Then he said,
so therefore, one of the main reasons for seeing this through is accountability, because I'm the last person that can actually achieve that, and also closure for these 1,300 people and families.
What happened to the tough guy act, Harry? Did the real world finally hit you? What happened to seeing this through? The NGN statement was shady, reiterating the fact that this was an old case that had already been dealt with and people had been jailed for. They stressed that the allegations that they destroyed evidence in 2010 and 2011 have been strongly denied and no evidence was brought up. Remember what the judge told Harry's legal team in 2023? Show me the evidence instead of making claims. And just recently, again in November 2024, the judge said that Harry's accusations needed to be backed up with admissible evidence or withdrawn. NGN's statement continues, saying, after we served our skeleton arguments and evidence for trial including witness statements, the Duke has not sought to pursue these allegations further despite his stated intent, and no admission or apology has been made in relation to this. This is significant. This matter was also investigated fully by the police and CPS between 2012 to 2015, at the conclusion of which it was found that there was no case to answer. They end it once again, emphasizing that after over a decade of legal battles and 14 years since the closure of News of the World, a settlement has been reached, effectively concluding the litigation. The judge indicated that these are likely the final cases to proceed to trial, with any future claims related to these events at risk of being dismissed due to the time elapsed. So $12 million or not, Harry couldn't afford to continue the court case, and even though he got a payout, it has to be split with his co-defendant, and most of the funds will go to pay for the lawyers, so that's hilarious. He set up this lose-lose scenario for himself because he didn't think or take advice. He led with his ego and got embarrassed by the NGN. Ooh, they apologized. They have been apologizing for the past 2 decades, and people have already been jailed over this. He claimed that he was going to be slaying dragons with this case. Maybe he and Meghan should leave the fairy tales to books rather than trying to make them reality. Their only reality is the nightmare that has become their life. Look at me, I'm a great person, is what Meghan Markle is giving. Now with an active Instagram, Meghan is regularly posting. This time around, she posted a reel going in detail about how she met this 15-year-old girl when she was surveying the damage in Altadena. Remember what I exposed in my video on that mess? LA residents couldn't even get to their homes, and there were multiple checkpoints to even enter. Altadena was still on fire at the time of their visit, there was a curfew for residents, and somehow Meghan and Harry got VIP access to step all over the remains of someone's home. You'd think Meghan understood the backlash, but oh no, she's actually adding to it. She tells the story about how she's talking to this 15-year-old girl whose washer and dryer turned to ash, and she realized the same time Meghan did because Meghan got access to the house before the owners even could, and in the dryer was a Billie Eilish shirt that the girl was supposedly so upset to lose.
That when they came back to see their house for the first time, which was as we were meeting them, that all that she'd been looking for in her home was the t-shirt from the Billie Eilish concert that she had just gone to, that she left in the washing machine or the dryer.
Mind you, Meghan takes quite some time to get to the point of the story. She's just talking about herself and she's like, oh my god, how old are you? And it's a tragic story, and yet somehow Meghan is smiling while telling the story, almost like she's so satisfied with herself being a hero. She then says,
and so I said, well, I don't know Billie Eilish, but I'm going to figure out how to get you this shirt. So I thought of everybody that I knew, and I made a voice note, and I was like, please can someone get this voice note to Billie Eilish? Here's what I'm asking.
Here's what I'm asking. It's like little tells like these that show you her intention, because she then flips the camera over to show piles and piles of signed Billie Eilish merch, including clothing, a vinyl record, and a tin lunchbox. Meghan then makes a quirky joke about how she's old and she doesn't understand what all of this is.
I know what all of this stuff means, but it's signed for her. Is that a thing? A lunchbox thing? I don't know. This is when I feel really old.
Then she gives a shout out to Billie Eilish, name drops Maroon 5's frontman Adam Levine and his wife Behati Prinsloo.
Honestly, to Adam Levine and Behati, you guys helped get this over the line.
For helping get this over the line, and then says that she's gonna email the girl's mom, but she just wanted to share this with all of us first.
I'm gonna go and email her mom now. Just wanted to share that with you guys.
So she posted about her act of kindness in a smug, self-satisfied video before she even told the girl's mother. And she made sure to name drop Adam Levine and his wife as the people who got this over to Billie's people, even though Meghan has no idea the length of Billie's fame because she's so old. On top of that, she was wearing a sweater with the names of Archie and Lilibet embroidered on it, something of course the media picked up on, and we all know Meghan is trying her hardest to maximize the media attention. The Spectator went in, writing, "Yet there is something so nauseatingly contrived, a fake so actressy about the little smiles to the camera, the faux excitement, the casual name-dropping of famous friends, and finally, the idea that some signed trinkets can in some way compensate for a truly epical disaster. It screams of consumerism and fakery, both things by now that the Duchess has intimately associated herself with."
Damn, girl.
One user wrote, "And why couldn't she say anything about the fires on her social, but instead waits to do a braggadocious post showing how famous and well-connected she is, boggles the mind." Another user wrote, "Someone's lost their home and she is gushing about how amazing she is for getting them some signed merch? This disaster tourism has now turned into disaster merch." A second one agreed, writing, "She's egocentric, egotistical, self-indulgent, selfish, narcissistic woman makes everything come back around to me, me, me." Remember the mess that was Harry and Meghan's visit to Harlem, New York, where they planned to donate a washer and dryer to the school as well so more children can have clean uniforms? Apparently, they never donated it. This is all proof that Meghan uses all these acts of good deeds to further her publicity and feed her ego. This is why people are turned off by Meghan. Every good deed is publicized, and it has Meghan looking all smug about it. I mean, she made a video bragging about it, took like 2 minutes to get to that damn point, and shared all of this before emailing the girl's mother. The whole thing is so bizarre and shows that she seeks public validation and even proves that she was behind all the media leaks of what she and Harry supposedly donated to the LA wildfire victims. I don't know about you, but I am questioning if this teenager even exists. I don't know. I wouldn't put it behind Meghan and her pathological lying. What do you guys think? Prince Harry's isolation is obvious. Meghan is running the show and always has been. If you're new here, then you're probably like, wow, of course you're going to blame everything on the woman, so do yourself a favor and catch up on my Meghan and Harry videos. It's almost unbelievable to see just how much chaos and controversy has been revealed surrounding these two. Also, if you haven't checked out our videos on the psychology of Prince Harry and the psychology of Meghan Markle, definitely check them out because they explain a lot. Now, it's common belief that Meghan used Harry all this time to further her own career and isolate him from anyone who would potentially expose her. For her to be successful, she had to make sure that he distrusts everyone in his circle so she could control the narrative. I watched their Netflix soap opera, which was a disaster because Meghan unintentionally exposed a lot. Check out my playlist on that for more info. At one point, Harry questioned her about what the media was saying about her, and for her to get a hold of the narrative again, she made him go on this goose chase with the media, essentially branding the media as liars who have no sources, something we all know is not true. The media works with the celebrity and their team. We see this with Blake Lively and Justin Baldoni, and how their publicists are both playing a media war. The media is a weapon, and it's either utilized in your favor or you're the subject being investigated. For Meghan to do this, she shelled up Harry alone in California and took him away from everything he's ever known. Comedian Jack Whitehall revealed that he was friends with Harry before he met Meghan and that he was dropped after they started dating. Jack said,
"I was quite good friends with Harry back in the day. Pre-Meghan, when he was a terrible.
Right.
Yeah, but
Well,
I
you
got
weren't there when he was
Yeah, I was
nude in
dropped.
Vegas or anything, were you?
Jack Whitehall is not the only one who experienced a change in their relationship with Meghan after she started dating Harry. Piers Morgan had a similar experience, claiming Meghan disappeared from his life after she started her relationship with Harry despite being in his messages. The same goes for Meghan's family, previous reporters Meghan wined and dined, and everyone else in Harry's life. The Times did a whole expose on the royals, which I'm about to get into. Regarding Harry, one of his former servants said, "I remember once in his private apartments, I'd muddled something, some of his papers on the desk or something. He was immediately angry, and it was out of proportion to the problem, or at least I thought it was. We thought it was a bit rich complaining about me being muddled, given that Harry was probably the most muddled of all the royals of his generation." The joke used to be that Harry was very much like the Prince Regent in the Blackadder television series. People used to say that without a servant, Harry would take 2 weeks to put on his own trousers. Meghan's Messiah complex and being flirty with William. Another day, another source exposes Meghan's savior complex and unbearable behavior. A former staffer told The Times she really did have a messiah complex. I don't mean that in a critical way because all her big ideas were about doing good. She once said, "What Diana started, I want to finish." And we took that to mean she wanted to become a sort of globe-trotting champion of the poor and the marginalized. A messiah complex means you may feel like you are destined or called to save others. And judging by the way Meghan acts, she feels like people should be honored that they're in her presence. It's hilarious that she went around thinking she was the second coming of Diana. Meghan also reportedly disliked the hierarchy of senior royals. A member of her former team said, "Many of the rules do seem pretty pointless and exist only so that the relative status of each senior royal is protected. And the senior royals are such a sensitive bunch. If one gets a gold pen or a new car, they all want one." Meghan thought they behaved like babies. Well, right off the bat, we have confirmation that Meghan had no respect for the royals or how they did things. Of course, she wanted everything done her way, which undermines her argument that she was trying to fit in and understand their life. Nope, she went into it intending to find a problem with everything, it seems. This behavior is highly manipulative, so I can definitely understand why Catherine was so fed up by her, especially leading up to the wedding. Meghan has such a condescending way of speaking that you almost feel gaslit when you complain about it. We saw this in What Harry Exposed in Spare, which I previously covered. One of Meghan's former staff recalled the awkwardness of early meetings with her, saying, "It was extraordinary because she was so confident that you could see she wanted to run the meeting rather than learn about the royal family through the meeting. I think this was typical of what happened throughout her time at Kensington Palace and then Windsor. She was a great believer in grabbing the bull by the horns. Except the royal family is not really a bull." Well, that's insane, but it gets worse. Other staff also alleged that Meghan flirted with Prince William by hugging and kissing him every time they saw each other. She is said to have had a hug everyone approach after she joined the royal family, which caused some tension. Sources told The Times that Princess Catherine, William, and King Charles would flinch whenever Meghan would move in to embrace them. The source said, Meghan hugged him virtually every time they bumped into each other. The hugging and cheek kissing fueled gossip among the staff that Meghan was flirting with William, which she was obviously not, but the tense atmosphere caused by all the touchy-feeliness and the resultant gossip deepened the rift between the brothers. In fact, William's rather awkward, even inhibited personality and inheritance from his father was baffling for the more spontaneous Meghan. I don't think it's spontaneous more than a lack of boundaries. Meghan has a problem with personal space. Whenever you see her, she's always putting her hands all over the people, whether that's to maneuver them where she wants them, the way she does with Harry or as we saw in Nigeria, or if it's to sell her fake empathetic approach like she did at the LA wildfire stunt. She claimed that the Brits found hugging jarring because she's an American.
It's like I was a hugger. I've always been a hugger. I didn't realize that is really jarring for a lot of Brits.
But it all comes down to Meghan not knowing how to act in general. She doesn't understand respect, personal space, or boundaries. And this makes me question if she would go out of her way to make them feel uncomfortable, since she claims that they found hugging jarring. She also tried to paint Catherine as evil for not wanting to share her lip gloss with her, a story painfully written about by a grown man, aka Harry in Spare. She thought she was quirky meeting William and Catherine barefoot in jeans, but that's just disrespectful. You wouldn't meet your future in-laws barefoot and in jeans, and this overly casual way of normalizing this behavior is toxic.
Even when Will and Kate came over, and I had met her for the first time they came over for dinner, I remember I was in ripped jeans and I was barefoot.
Also, many watchers have theorized that Meghan was flirting with William, or at the very least, trying to get him on her side so she can essentially control him. I've gotten the vibe from Meghan that she's the type of woman to flirt and laugh her way to the top. If you watch old interviews of her, she's always extra flirty with older men and being all touchy, which if that's your cup of tea, good for you. But that's not what someone would want, especially if you're Catherine and you got this grifter slobbering all over your husband. The Times exposed that one royal staff member said she expected a billionaire and she got a millionaire. Meghan was reportedly surprised to discover that Harry's net worth was around £20 million, which made her reevaluate her assumptions about the royal family. The report also shares a revealing comment from King Charles, who once told a staff member that growing up with everything done for you can create a mindset of fear that you wouldn't be able to cope on your own. He noted, "It's the only benefit of being Prince of Wales 24 hours a day and 7 days a week." This is something Harry definitely had a hard time learning. What do you guys think? At the time I'm recording this video, the Invictus Games will be starting in 2 days on February 8th. Coldplay's Chris Martin and Katy Perry will be performing. I wonder where Invictus got the budget for that, but I'm assuming that it was Meghan's idea to turn it into a celebrity festival. It's also funny because it's kind of a well-known fact that Katy doesn't like Meghan, or her wedding dress for that matter.
I would have done one more fitting.
Of course.
Kate won. Kate won. I'm sorry. I'm never not going to tell the truth. One more fitting.
Let's take bets if Meghan will make the games all about her again or not. Will she embarrassingly lead the military parade again or hold on to Harry for dear life? Let's see. I will definitely be watching so I can cover all the drama for you guys, so stay tuned for that. Well, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe for new videos each week. Follow us on our social media for daily updates and tea. Check out scandalousmedia for inside celebrity tea. I will be making a dedicated post exposing what my sources have told me about these two very soon. Check us out in podcast format, and as always, I'll see you next time.